Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling stiff and sore, like your body is sending you a quiet, stubborn message? Maybe your joints ache, your muscles feel tight, or even simple movements seem harder than they used to be. It's a feeling many of us over 65 have come to accept as just getting old. But what if that stiffness isn't just a normal part of aging? What if it's something you can gently ease, almost like waking up your body with kindness rather than struggle? Most people think that morning aches and stiffness are just inevitable, but the truth is that many seniors overlook simple, effective ways to move better and feel more comfortable each day. These small moments of stiffness can quietly chip away at your energy and independence if left ignored. That's why this video matters, because what seems like a minor annoyance could be the key to brighter, easier mornings ahead. Today, I'll share 5 gentle morning stretches that anyone over 65 can do to melt away that stiffness and start your day with renewed ease and comfort. Stick around, and by the end, you'll discover the easiest way to wake up feeling more alive every single morning. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Neck rolls. Ease the tension from sleep. It's such a common sight that it hardly raises an eyebrow. An older adult sitting on the edge of the bed, rubbing their neck or slowly rolling their head side to side, as if searching for some lost comfort. Maybe you recognize this in yourself. Morning arrives, and the first sensation that greets you isn't the sun on your face or the warmth of your blankets, but instead a dull ache or tightness in your neck. For many, it starts as a subtle stiffness, easy to brush aside, something that's just part of waking up. Maybe you even try to ignore it, chalking it up to sleeping in an odd position or the pillow not being quite right. Some mornings, it fades as the day goes on. Other times, it lingers, growing heavier as you move about, making it harder to turn your head to greet a loved one, check the rearview mirror, or simply look out the window and enjoy the world passing by. It's easy to shrug this off, to accept it as an unavoidable part of getting older. You might even believe it's a small price to pay for the privilege of waking up to another new day. After all, isn't a little stiffness in the neck just one of those things you have to live with? But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if that tension wasn't just a random annoyance or a sign of aging muscles, but rather a message from your body, gently asking for some attention? Here's something you might not expect. Stiffness and tightness in your neck aren't inevitable. It's not just a normal part of aging, nor is it a punishment for sleeping funny or spending too long reading in bed. Instead, it's your body's way of telling you it needs a gentle wake-up call, a way to ease into the day that respects the years you've lived and the miles you've carried on your shoulders. Let's pause for a moment and think about why the neck feels this way after a night's sleep. Most of us, especially as we age, spend long hours in bed with our heads and necks held in the same position. Whether you sleep on your back, side, or even curled up on your stomach, your neck is often at the mercy of pillows, mattresses, and the angle of your body. Throughout the night, as you drift between dreams and moments of waking, the muscles in your neck stay relatively still, sometimes tensing unconsciously in response to a stressful dream or an awkward angle. Blood flow can slow, and the fascia, the connective tissue around your muscles, can tighten. As a result, when the alarm goes off or morning light creeps through the curtains, your first movement can feel like trying to stretch a cold rubber band. Stiff, hesitant, and resistant. And here's where it gets interesting. Studies in geriatric health have shown that older adults, particularly those over 65, often experience decreased flexibility in the cervical spine. That's the part of your spine that runs through your neck, simply because those muscles aren't being used or stretched enough. Sedentary lifestyles, long hours watching TV, using smartphones or tablets, or just resting in one place too long can make things worse. The good news is that the solution doesn't require expensive treatments or complicated routines. It starts with a simple, mindful practice you can do right from your bed or favorite chair. Imagine, just for a moment, the difference it would make to your day if you could greet each morning not with a grimace or a groan, but with a soft, gentle motion that melts away that tightness and replaces it with comfort. That's exactly what the neck roll can do. This isn't an exercise that demands strength or flexibility worthy of a gymnast. It's a movement rooted in self-kindness and patience, a way to signal to your body that you're ready to start the day with ease. Here's how you do it. Before you even stand up, take a deep breath and allow yourself a moment of quiet. Sit up tall, either on the edge of your bed or in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the ground, hands resting loosely in your lap. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Most of us don't realize how much we tense our shoulders, even while we sleep. Now, with intention, slowly lower your chin towards your chest. Feel the gentle stretch along the back of your neck. Take another deep breath here, savoring the sensation. Then, gradually roll your head towards your right shoulder, as if you're trying to touch your ear to your shoulder. Don't force it, just go as far as feels comfortable. Pause for a moment, breathing into the stretch. Continue rolling your head gently back, lifting your chin towards the ceiling, then down towards your left shoulder and back to center. Make a slow, complete circle, letting gravity do the work. You might hear a few soft clicks or pops. That's normal, as long as it doesn't hurt. Repeat this circle 2 or 3 times, then reverse direction. The key is not to rush. Move as slowly and softly as you would petting a cat or tracing the edge of a favorite photograph. If you feel any pain, stop. This is about easing tension, not pushing past your limits. For so many, this tiny act of self-care is transformative. Take Margaret, for instance, a 70-year-old grandmother living in Minnesota. She'd spent years feeling frustrated by the way her neck felt each morning, convinced it was just old age. She'd try to rub the pain away or just ignore it, but nothing seemed to help. Then, after watching a friend do a simple neck roll routine at a senior center, she decided to try it for herself. At first, she worried it might not make much difference, but within a week, she was waking up with less pain and more confidence. She found herself able to look over her shoulder while driving, play with her grandkids, and even enjoy her morning walks with a renewed sense of freedom. Science supports what Margaret and so many others have discovered. Gentle neck movement increases blood flow to the brain and muscles, helps loosen the fascia that can tighten overnight, and encourages the release of endorphins, those natural feel-good chemicals that lift your mood. Plus, it can help reduce headaches, improve posture, and even contribute to better sleep the following night by breaking the cycle of tension and pain. If you've never tried neck rolls before, or if you're worried about aggravating an old injury, start small. Listen to your body. The beauty of this stretch is its simplicity and adaptability. You don't need any equipment, special clothing, or even a big space. You can do it in your pajamas before you brush your teeth, or while you're waiting for the coffee to brew. Some people find it comforting to pair the movement with music or soft breathing exercises, turning it into a small morning ritual. A few sacred moments just for yourself before the rest of the world wakes up. The neck roll is about more than just flexibility. It's a form of self-respect, a gentle promise to honor your body's needs. As you continue this practice day by day, you may notice other benefits. 2. Fewer headaches, less upper back pain, a brighter mood, and even better concentration. You'll find yourself moving through your day with less effort, able to turn and look at the world around you, meet a friend's eyes, or simply enjoy the beauty of a sunlit morning. There's something deeply empowering about taking control of those small aches and pains, rather than letting them control you. Maybe you'll be inspired, like Margaret, to share this routine with a friend or family member. You might find that just a few minutes each morning spent moving your neck with intention and kindness can change your entire outlook for the day. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So the next time you wake up stiff and sore, remember, you don't have to accept that discomfort as your new normal. Try a few gentle neck rolls. Let each movement be a reminder that your body, no matter your age, still responds to care and attention. You're not just old, you're wise, experienced, and fully capable of nurturing yourself in small but powerful ways. Your mornings can become something to look forward to, a chance to reconnect with your strength and flexibility, to set the tone for the hours ahead. Start each day with a neck roll, and see how it transforms not just your body, but your spirit, too. The world is still waiting for you. Turn your head and greet it with a smile. 2. Shoulder rolls, releasing the weight you didn't know you were carrying. How often do you catch yourself rubbing your shoulders at the breakfast table or sighing as you try to reach for a mug in the kitchen cabinet, only to feel a pinch or an ache that wasn't there years ago? It's so subtle that most people barely notice it at first. Maybe it starts as a little stiffness, a quiet heaviness that settles in the tops of your shoulders as you wake up. You might give them a quick shrug, hoping they'll loosen up on their own. Sometimes, the tightness lingers, almost like an old coat draped over you, one you never remember putting on, But somehow, it's always there when you need to move or lift or even just breathe deeply. If you ask around, most people will shrug and say, "Well, that's just age for you." It becomes a running joke among friends, who can complain the loudest about their shoulders, who struggles the most with lifting the groceries, who grumbles about reaching up to change a light bulb. In a way, these aches are badges of a life well lived, of years spent hugging children, carrying grandbabies, gardening, or fixing up the house. But at some point, the line between a little stiffness and real, limiting discomfort gets blurry. You wake up and realize your shoulders have become stubborn, almost frozen, and you just accept it as the way things are now. But what if that heaviness, the ache in your shoulders and that tight band of muscle across your upper back, wasn't just the cost of growing older? What if, instead of resigning yourself to living with the pain, you could gently unravel that tension, layer by layer, with a simple movement each morning? Could something as easy as a few slow shoulder rolls change the way you feel, not just physically, but emotionally too? The truth is that our shoulders do more work for us than we ever realize, especially as we age. They aren't just joints, they're like the hinges of our daily lives, supporting everything from lifting bags to reaching for a loved one's hand. When we're young, the muscles and tendons around our shoulders recover quickly from stress and strain. But as the years go by, the body's natural healing slows. Our muscles lose some of their natural elasticity. Add in years of invisible weight, the emotional burdens of caring for family, grieving losses, or simply enduring the pressures of life, and it's no wonder those shoulders start to feel heavy. And let's not forget modern habits. Long hours sitting in recliners, hunched over newspapers, books, or screens, all contribute to poor posture and tension that sneak in quietly and settle deep. Science helps us see just how interconnected the body is. The shoulder is a marvel of engineering, made up of 3 bones, the humerus, scapula, and clavicle, countless muscles and tendons, and a web of nerves that communicate with your neck and spine. When the muscles in your shoulders tighten, they pull on your neck and upper back. This can lead to headaches, trouble sleeping, and even impact your breathing. Many people don't realize that a tight chest or shallow breaths can be traced right back to stubborn shoulders. Worse, chronic tension reduces blood flow, making those muscles even more likely to spasm or lock up. This can cause what's known as frozen shoulder, a condition that's surprisingly common in people over 65 and can make simple movements feel almost impossible. But here's the best part. You don't need to be a physical therapist or join a fancy gym to find relief. Sometimes, the most effective medicine is movement, gentle, mindful, and rooted in self-compassion. That's where the humble shoulder roll comes in. Think of it as a little reset button for your upper body. By slowly rolling your shoulders forward and backward, you help release the knots and tightness that have built up overnight or over the years. This simple action stimulates blood flow, warms up your muscles, and signals to your brain and body that it's time to wake up, time to put down the invisible load and start the day fresh. Here's how you can start. Find a comfortable place to sit or stand. Let your arms hang loosely by your sides or rest your hands gently on your lap. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently shrug your shoulders up toward your ears, just enough to feel the muscles contract, not so much that you force anything. Hold for a moment. Then, begin to roll your shoulders in a slow, circular motion. First forward, then backward. Imagine you're drawing little circles with the tips of your shoulders, painting slow, smooth arcs in the air. Repeat this motion 5 or 6 times in each direction, moving at a pace that feels good for you. Listen to your body. If you feel any pain, stop and rest. If it feels comfortable, you can even close your eyes and focus on the sensation, letting the tension melt away with each breath. Some people like to pair their shoulder rolls with gentle neck stretches or deep, slow breathing. Others find comfort in doing this routine in front of a sunny window, where the light can warm their skin and lift their mood. The best part? It only takes a minute or 2, but the rewards can last all day. Let me tell you about Ray, a retired teacher from Ohio. For years, Ray believed that his shoulder pain was just a part of aging. He loved woodworking, but the ache in his shoulders was making it harder and harder to lift his arms or sand a piece of wood. He found himself getting irritable and tired, often skipping his favorite activities just to avoid the discomfort. A friend at the senior center suggested he try a morning shoulder roll routine. At first, Ray laughed it off, convinced that something so simple couldn't possibly make a difference. But with nothing to lose, he gave it a shot. Within a week, he noticed he was sleeping better. Within a month, he was back in his workshop, sanding and shaping wood with a steady hand and a lighter heart. Stories like Ray's are more common than you might think. Research shows that even modest increases in shoulder mobility and flexibility can dramatically reduce pain and improve the quality of life for older adults. A study published by the American Geriatric Society found that participants who did daily shoulder mobility exercises reported less pain, greater range of motion, and better overall well-being. And it isn't just physical. There's something deeply empowering about reclaiming your body, refusing to let discomfort rule your days. Maybe you're thinking, that sounds nice, but my shoulders are just too far gone. But the beauty of shoulder rolls is that they meet you where you are. You can do them sitting or standing, in your pajamas, while watching TV, or even lying in bed. The key isn't perfection. It's persistence and patience. Some mornings, you might only manage a few gentle circles. On other days, you'll feel more limber and energetic. Either way, you're investing in yourself, giving your shoulders the care they deserve after decades of loyal service. And if you find yourself feeling a bit emotional as you move, maybe remembering a time when your arms lifted children or carried groceries with ease, let that feeling wash over you. It's a sign of a life rich with experience and effort, and now, a reminder to treat yourself with the same tenderness you offered others. Here's a gentle challenge. For the next week, make shoulder rolls part of your morning ritual. Try not to think of them as another chore or exercise, but as a small act of gratitude. With each slow circle, imagine letting go of worries, regrets, and burdens you don't need to carry anymore. As you do, notice how your breath deepens, how your mood lifts, and how your day begins just a little brighter. You might even inspire someone else, a spouse, a friend, a grandchild, to join you. The wisdom of your years is a gift, and when you honor your well-being, you set an example for others to do the same. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your first cup of coffee or check the news, give your shoulders a few gentle rolls. Remind yourself that you don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. There's beauty in moving gently, in honoring your body's needs, and in letting go one slow, steady circle at a time. You've earned this kindness. And as you move through your day with lighter shoulders and a brighter heart, remember, it's never too late to feel a little freer, a little stronger, and a little more alive. 3. Seated spinal twist. Wake up your spine gently. Mornings have a certain rhythm for most people over 65. The day starts not with a jump out of bed, but with a slow, thoughtful movement, a gentle rising, careful feet finding the floor, a soft sigh as muscles and bones remember their age. There's something sacred in these first moments, but there's also something familiar, a back that feels locked in place, a stiffness that clings to the spine like an old coat, and a hesitance to bend, reach, or twist. For many, it's easy to accept this as just the way it is now. The spine, after all, has spent decades carrying you through life, from childhood cartwheels to long days at work, to the aches and bends of aging. It's almost natural to expect that the years would pile up and leave you a little less flexible, and a little more cautious with every move. Yet, beneath this acceptance lies a quiet longing, a wish to start the day without that rigid, creaky feeling. Maybe you remember a time when your body could twist and turn without complaint. You could tie your shoes, pick up a grandchild, or turn to greet a friend without a second thought. Now, even the simple act of looking behind you or reaching for something on the nightstand can bring discomfort or even pain. It's so easy to think, well, that's just how it goes when you're older. You lose a little more movement every year, and there's nothing you can do about it. But what if that wasn't the whole story? What if your spine, no matter your age, still holds the potential for gentle flexibility, for waking up with more comfort, for greeting each morning with a small but meaningful act of care? What if a few simple, mindful movements could change the way your entire day unfolds? Here's something many people never realize. That morning stiffness in your back is not a punishment or a permanent sentence. Much of the rigidity and discomfort that older adults feel isn't because the body is breaking down, but because the spine has simply spent hours at rest, locked in the same position, night after night. Muscles cool down, joints collect fluid, and connective tissues tighten. The result is a back that feels like it belongs to someone much older, a sensation that's as frustrating as it is common. But there's good news. Our spines are remarkable, resilient structures, designed for movement, bending, twisting, and stretching. The secret to keeping them happy, especially as the years go by, is to gently remind them, every day, that they're still needed, still capable, still alive with possibility. And one of the best ways to do that is with the seated spinal twist. Let's break it down. The spine isn't just a stack of bones. It's a living, breathing column made up of vertebrae, discs, muscles, ligaments, and nerves. Overnight, as you sleep, spinal discs rehydrate and swell slightly, making the spine a little stiffer upon waking. Add to that the natural decrease in flexibility that comes with age, due to both less movement and gradual loss of fluid in the discs, and it's no wonder that first movement in the morning can feel so challenging. And, for many seniors, years of sitting, at desks, in cars, in favorite recliners, has trained the spine to get comfortable with stillness instead of movement. Here's where the seated spinal twist comes in. This simple exercise doesn't ask you to perform any feats of flexibility or strength. Instead, it invites you to sit comfortably, on your bed, a sturdy chair, or even the sofa, and slowly rotate your upper body from one side to the other. This gentle twist helps lubricate the spinal joints, stretches the muscles of the back and core, and wakes up the nerves that run along the spinal column. It's like giving your back a loving good morning, and inviting every part of your body to join the day. To begin, find a stable chair and sit up tall, feet flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in, letting your spine grow a little taller. As you exhale, gently turn your torso to the right, reaching your left hand across to your right knee, and letting your right hand rest on the seat behind you. Don't force the movement. Just allow your body to move as far as feels comfortable. Hold for a few breaths, noticing the gentle stretch along your back and sides. Then, return to the center, inhale, and repeat to the left. It's important to keep the movement slow and mindful. Imagine you're wringing out a soft towel, not twisting a stubborn bolt. There should be no pain, only a pleasant feeling of release. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. This little twist, done each morning, can have a big impact. Not only does it help restore movement and flexibility, but it also supports digestion by gently massaging the organs, improves circulation, and encourages deeper, more relaxed breathing. And the benefits go beyond the physical. Starting your day with this mindful movement can set the tone for a calmer, more centered day. You're sending a message to yourself: I am here. I am taking care of my body. I am choosing comfort and ease, one small step at a time. Let me share a real story that captures the power of this simple practice. Meet Joan, a 74-year-old retired librarian from Colorado. Joan always prided herself on her independence, but after a rough winter when she slipped on the ice and spent weeks recovering, her back felt stiffer than ever. She dreaded getting up in the morning, knowing that the first few steps would be awkward and painful. A friend suggested she try a few gentle stretches each morning, starting with a seated spinal twist. Joan was skeptical. How could something so simple make a difference, when painkillers and heating pads barely helped? But with nothing to lose, she tried it. Slowly, gently, she twisted from side to side, breathing deeply and allowing her back to move in ways it hadn't for months. Within a week, Joan noticed that her mornings were a little easier. She could stand up straighter, move with less pain, and even laugh at herself when she got a little carried away with the stretches. Best of all, she found that the ritual of caring for her body, first thing in the morning, gave her a sense of control and hope. It wasn't about doing everything perfectly. It was about showing up for herself every day. Science backs up Joan's experience. Studies have shown that gentle spinal mobility exercises can significantly improve the range of motion, reduce pain, and even decrease the risk of falls in older adults. The seated spinal twist, in particular, engages the oblique muscles and helps maintain the spine's natural range of motion, something that is crucial for maintaining independence as we age. Even better, it requires no equipment, no special clothing, and no more than a few minutes each day. You don't need to be a yoga enthusiast or fitness buff to reap the benefits. This is about listening to your body, honoring its limits, and finding comfort in the act of movement. Maybe you start with just a tiny twist, or maybe some days you can move a little further. Every effort counts. Over time, you may find that reaching for something behind you, tying your shoes, or simply turning to greet someone becomes easier and more enjoyable. So, if you wake up each morning with a stiff, reluctant spine, don't accept it as your permanent reality. You have the power to change your mornings, and your life, with one gentle, mindful twist at a time. Imagine starting each day not with frustration, but with a small celebration of what your body can still do. Imagine the pride in knowing you've given yourself the gift of movement, and the confidence that comes from greeting the world with a spine that feels awake and alive. As you finish your twist, take a moment to notice how your body feels. Thank yourself for investing these minutes in your well-being. Smile at the possibilities ahead: a walk in the park, a dance with your spouse, a game of catch with your grandchild. You are not defined by your stiffness or your age. You are defined by the care you show yourself, by your willingness to move, to stretch, and to welcome each new day with gentle intention. Give it a try tomorrow. The world is waiting, and so is your body. One twist, one breath, one morning at a time. You've got this. 4. Ankle circles. Don't forget your foundation. If you've ever noticed yourself hesitating before stepping down a curb, or gripping the handrail a little tighter as you climb the stairs, you're not alone. For many people over 65, those small moments of uncertainty can feel like quiet warnings, the subtle whispers from our bodies that something isn't quite as steady as it used to be. Maybe you've experienced a sudden wobble while walking down the hallway or felt your balance shift unexpectedly when reaching for something just out of reach. These small stumbles can shake our confidence more than we realize. But here's the thing: balance isn't just about willpower or muscle strength in your legs. It starts from the ground up, literally, with your ankles. Most of us spend so much time focusing on knees, hips, or backs that our ankles get forgotten if they're just simple hinges without much to do. But our ankles are the foundation of every step, every movement, every moment we stand tall. When they're strong and flexible, they quietly keep us steady, adaptable, and safe. When they're stiff or weak, that's when those wobbles happen, when fear creeps in, and the risk of falls, one of the most serious health concerns for seniors, rises. You might be thinking, isn't balance just a matter of standing still or walking carefully? Achy maintenance is a complex dance of muscles, joints, nerves, and brain signals. And the ankles play a starring role in this dance. As we age, however, our ankle joints can lose some of their natural mobility. Tendons stiffen, muscles weaken, and the connection between the feet and brain becomes less sharp. Add to that years of footwear choices, less daily movement, or even old injuries, and suddenly the solid foundation you once took for granted feels a little shaky. But here's the good news: like any part of the body, ankles respond wonderfully to gentle movement. You don't need to run marathons or climb mountains to keep them healthy. One of the simplest, most effective ways to strengthen and loosen your ankles is the ankle circle. A slow, deliberate motion that wakes up the joints and muscles, improving flexibility and balance. Think about it this way: if your ankles are like the roots of a tree, ankle circles help keep those roots strong and flexible enough to weather any storm. Without that strength, it's hard for the whole body to stay upright and steady. But with regular care, you can build a foundation that supports your freedom and confidence. Let me walk you through the movement. Sitting comfortably in a sturdy chair, lift one foot slightly off the ground. Imagine drawing a circle with your toes in the air. Slowly rotate your ankle clockwise, making the largest, smoothest circle that feels comfortable. No strain, just gentle motion. After 5 to 10 rotations, switch direction and circle counterclockwise. Then, switch to the other foot and repeat the same movement. This simple routine might seem too easy to be helpful, but the benefits are profound. Ankle circles increase blood flow to the joints and surrounding muscles, stretch tight tendons, and improve proprioception. That's your body's amazing ability to sense position and movement, which is crucial for balance. Over time, these circles can make your ankles more resilient and less prone to stiffness and injury. I want to share a story about Helen, an 80-year-old retired nurse from Texas. Helen loved gardening and spending time with her great-grandchildren, but she'd become more cautious lately, worried about falling after a minor slip on a wet patio. Her confidence in walking outdoors had diminished. A physical therapist at her local community center suggested adding ankle circles to her morning routine. At first, Helen was skeptical. How could moving her ankles in circles while sitting help her feel steadier? But she committed to it daily. Within weeks, she noticed she was less wobbly and even started walking her neighborhood paths again without gripping the handrails. That small, consistent movement gave her back her independence and her joy. Research supports Helen's experience. Studies show that ankle mobility exercises like ankle circles improve balance and reduce the risk of falls, a leading cause of injury among seniors. These simple movements are often included in fall prevention programs recommended by geriatric specialists. The beauty is that you don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. Just a few minutes, your own body, and a comfortable place to sit. Some people like to pair ankle circles with deep breathing or soft music, turning the movement into a mindful moment, an act of kindness toward their bodies. It's a chance to reconnect with yourself, honor your foundation, and prepare for the day ahead with strength and grace. If you're wondering about progression, start slow and gentle. It's perfectly fine if your circles aren't perfect circles at first, or if you can only manage a few rotations. With time and patience, your range of motion will improve. You can also try doing the circles while standing, holding onto a chair for support, which adds a bit more challenge and benefits. But always listen to your body, and stop if you feel pain. Balance is about more than just not falling. It's about feeling safe, secure, and confident in your movements, whether you're walking the dog, dancing with a friend, or reaching for something on a high shelf. By giving your ankles the attention they deserve, you're investing in your quality of life and your freedom. So tomorrow morning, before you step out of bed or reach for your slippers, try lifting one foot and slowly tracing those circles in the air. Imagine your ankles waking up, roots growing stronger, ready to carry you forward. Remember, your body holds decades of wisdom and strength, and with small, mindful movements like ankle circles, you're nurturing that foundation every day. You deserve to stand tall and steady, to move through your days with confidence and joy. Start with your ankles, one circle at a time, and build the strong, balanced life you've earned. 5. Full body stretch in bed. The first thing you should do before getting up. There's a certain stillness in the moments just before you leave the warmth of your bed. It's that quiet pause, when the world is just beginning to stir, and your body is still wrapped in the gentle cocoon of sleep. For many people over 65, those first movements out of bed can feel like a challenge. The body protests, joints creak, muscles tighten, and the comfort of stillness seems almost too precious to leave behind. You might find yourself sitting up slowly, stretching an arm out, or rolling your shoulders, hoping to shake off the stiffness that settles in overnight. This stiffness isn't just a nuisance. It's a signal from your body, a reminder that after hours of rest, your muscles and joints need a gentle wake-up call. Yet, too often, we rush past this critical moment, leaping out of bed or pushing through the discomfort without pause. We tell ourselves that the day's demands won't wait, or that we're too busy to spend time on simple movements. But what if I told you that taking just a few minutes to stretch your entire body before you even put your feet on the floor could transform your mornings and your whole day? You may have heard that stretching is good, or that moving your body helps with flexibility and circulation. But the full body stretch you do right in bed is more than that. It's a loving, mindful act that honors the years you've lived and prepares your body for what lies ahead. Instead of ignoring the tightness and stiffness, you're acknowledging it, easing into movement, and inviting your muscles, joints, and nerves to awaken gently. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let's talk about why this is so important. When you lie still for several hours, your muscles naturally become relaxed, but your joints can get stiff. The fluid that nourishes your cartilage, the soft padding that cushions your bones, moves less efficiently when you're still. This can lead to that morning stiffness feeling, which is especially common for people with arthritis or other age-related changes in joint health. By stretching your entire body while still lying in bed, you help stimulate circulation, encourage fluid movement around your joints, and gently lengthen muscles that have curled up during sleep. The full body stretch also engages your nervous system, sending signals that it's time to wake up, to move, and to feel alive again. This is particularly helpful for seniors because it helps reduce the risk of injury caused by sudden movements and supports better balance and coordination throughout the day. Moreover, a mindful stretch can calm the mind, lower stress levels, and set a positive tone for your day. Here's how you can do this simple yet powerful stretch. Before you get out of bed, lie flat on your back and take a deep, slow breath. As you exhale, stretch your arms overhead as far as feels comfortable, reaching toward the headboard or the wall behind you. At the same time, stretch your legs straight out, pointing your toes gently away from your body. Feel your entire body lengthen, from your fingertips to your toes, as if you're growing taller within the bed. Hold this stretch for a few deep breaths, savoring the sensation of your muscles waking up. Then, bring your arms back down by your sides, and slowly bend your knees, drawing them gently toward your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees if you like, and give yourself a light hug. Rock a little side to side, massaging your lower back and hips. Finally, roll over onto your side in one smooth motion, and pause there before pushing yourself up into a seated position. From here, you're ready to stand up with greater ease, having already loosened your muscles and prepared your spine. Let me tell you about Walter, a 76-year-old retired firefighter from Oregon. Walter had struggled with morning back stiffness for years. He dreaded the moment when his feet hit the floor because it often came with a sharp reminder of his old injuries and arthritis. A friend at the senior center suggested he try a full body stretch in bed every morning. Walter was skeptical. He didn't think lying in bed longer would help his pain. But he gave it a try. Within days, he noticed his mornings felt smoother and less painful. He could get out of bed without wincing and even started enjoying his morning coffee on the porch without rushing through the day. Walter's story isn't unique. Research shows that gentle stretching, especially first thing in the morning, can improve joint mobility, reduce pain, and increase overall function for older adults. A full body stretch helps maintain muscle length and joint flexibility, which are crucial for preventing falls and injuries. It also boosts circulation, helping to reduce swelling and stiffness. If you're new to stretching or worried about causing pain, remember this: it's not about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about listening to your body and moving within your comfort zone. The stretch should feel good, like a warm invitation to move, not a sharp pain or strain. Over time, as your muscles and joints loosen up, you may find yourself able to stretch a little further, breathe a little deeper, and move a little easier. Making this full body stretch a daily habit can become a cherished part of your morning routine. Some people like to pair it with gentle music, a few minutes of gratitude, or quiet reflection. It's a moment to check in with yourself, to honor your body and mind as they transition from rest to activity. You might even notice that this simple act helps improve your posture throughout the day, reduces fatigue, and increases your overall sense of well-being. Stretching before getting up sets a rhythm, a gentle reminder that your body is worthy of care, respect, and attention. So tomorrow morning, before you rush out of bed, take a moment to lie flat, breathe deeply, and reach your arms and legs toward the edges of your bed. Imagine lengthening your whole body, like a cat waking from a nap, graceful and slow. Hug your knees, rock gently, and roll to your side before standing. This small ritual can make a big difference in how your day feels. Remember, your body is a lifelong companion, full of stories and strength. By starting your day with a full body stretch, you're not only easing stiffness, you're celebrating your resilience and welcoming a day filled with possibility. One stretch, one breath, one moment at a time. You deserve it. As we come to the end of this gentle journey through simple stretches, remember that these small movements hold the power to transform your mornings and your life. Waking up stiff or sore isn't something you have to just accept. With patience and kindness toward your body, you can ease tension, restore flexibility, and invite comfort back into each new day. Each stretch you try is a gift you give yourself. A moment of care that honors your years, your experiences, and the life you continue to live. Whether it's the neck rolls that release the tension built up overnight, the shoulder rolls that shed invisible burdens, the spinal twists that awaken your back, ankle circles that strengthen your foundation, or the full body stretch that greets your muscles before you even leave the bed, every movement is a step toward greater freedom. You don't have to do them all perfectly or every day. What matters most is showing up for yourself, moving gently, and listening to what your body needs. These small acts of self-love build momentum, helping you feel more confident, more energized, and more connected to the life you cherish. So, take a deep breath and celebrate each stretch, each breath, each moment of kindness. Your body is your lifelong companion. Treat it with the respect and tenderness it deserves. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which stretch resonated with you the most? Is there one you're excited to try tomorrow morning? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Here's to waking up with ease, moving with grace, and embracing each day with strength, one gentle stretch at a time.